So hi, guess who? Jimmy Monahan again with Listen, Love Yourself Now, and welcome, yay, week 3. No, well, okay, maybe I am a little crazy, but I am excited to share this with you. I love the ability and the opportunity to help. So I do get excited. I do get silly sometimes. I do love humor, and I'm obviously finding myself out as I go through these lessons and talking. I used to be up on the stage at one point. I used to do group presentations, so looking at a little video thing is a little different for me. And in the spirit of meditation in habits and doing, it's the same thing for me with this. Is I will learn and grow and get better as I go, just like you will with meditation. So this is week 3. We will get into other meditation techniques today specifically, but I want to start off, obviously, I gave you some things to do last week, and I want to kind of circle back and ask, some questions. So if you have that notebook, journal, whatever you're using, get it handy. I can, little pen, whatever you use. If you want to use crayon, be my guest. Coloring is actually, can be actually very therapeutic meditation. I know a lot of people have done the little, colored pencils, and, I have a couple of books. Of course, mine is Deadpool and Marvel. So, where I color a little bit here and there, that's actually I find that therapeutic. But I digress. Let me get back to this. So hopefully you got your pen and paper and you want to really answer these questions. So what distractions did you face? Did you forget to take the phone away? Did people come into your room and bug you while you were meditating? Did you, forget to tell them? Other distractions. Did the music bother you? Did what you were trying to do, not sit well? Is it the room? Is it your chair? What distractions did you face? Why don't you write those down? What did you feel when you tried meditating? So, and this will come with, okay, so what were the feel goods from meditating? What were the not so feel goods? Were you frustrated? Were you getting angry? Were you bored? Were you, what were you feeling? It's okay. Write that down, because I know in the future those are going to change. Right? But you want to take you do want to take account for what you're feeling and what's going on with you right here and now. What do you feel worked and what did not? So, did you try music and it worked great, and the next day you try without? And because for me, I can't sleep without like background noise. So that's an example for me as far as like even sleeping habits. I have even in winter, I have a fan going on with that noise, because if it's dead silent, I'm awake. I don't know why. It just is a thing. For some people, for meditation, they need that dead silence. They want to even hear the bird outside. But I like, some distracted noise, and I use, like I said, that certain type of music, that I obviously use on YouTube. I really don't. There's so much meditation music out there that you never need to pay for. I mean, it's just there. So make sure you answer these questions in detail: the good, the bad, the indifferent, whatever you want to put, but be honest and really keep it there. That's also for you getting your thoughts out, your frustrations, your wins, your anything that was going on with your last week of going through meditation and trying the basics. You really want to ascertain how you felt, where you're at, and then see where you progress to. So this week, I'm going to ask that we try to commit to trying other ones. And I'm always going to encourage you to share answers in group, getting with other people, building a community. That's one of, talk about long-term goals. I want a community where I can bring people together for retreats and seminars and classes and lessons and make it a life and make it, breathe. Got to start somewhere, and I'm starting here. But that is like my ultimate goal of really, striving forward to creating a very huge area where we can just bring in all types of, aspects to spirituality, emotionality, psychology, philosophy, whatever you want to, and I'm obviously very spiritual minded, but all of that just, really come together in a community where people can bring things to the table. We all can learn from each other. And right now, we have a great tool in social media. So let's use it. So other techniques, visualization. Okay. Now, I started you with the basics as far as finding a place where you're finding comfort in a familiar, could be a vacation spot, it could be an experience you had that was just very, it's like, if you ask yourself, gee, where was some of my most happiest times? That's a great place to visualize. That's a great place to start. Now, sometimes people get into visualizations and they start seeing different colors. They can see the sky, outside the earth. They can look down at the earth. I mean, it could be the sea. There could be so many things. I mean, the beauty of visualization is that you can tap into an imagination that I can tell you from my years of experience we've gotten away from. I know when I was growing up in the 70s, our video game that came out was Pong. If you don't know what Pong is, it was basically a stick and a ball went boop, 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 boop. We didn't really have video games. Obviously now you have that, visualization overload. We're streaming everything. We have all these streaming services. We have all this stuff that we're just getting overloaded with sensory information that I feel that in a lot of ways we kind of stop using our imagination. And our imagination is much more powerful, in my honest opinion, than what people can present to us through a screen. Our imagination can be vivid. We just have to let it go. So really getting into visualization exercises, trying to see different things, getting out of your comfort zone a little bit and seeing what that does. If you believe in guides or different, faiths or walks and you want to incorporate that, be my guest. Like I said, I'm a crystal guy. I like those, the feel, the energy when I'm holding onto one when I'm meditating. I can rub it. It does give me that, it does give me that sensation with feeling, with touch when I'm going through my meditation. And that for me is not a distraction. It could be a crazy distraction for you, but it isn't for me. But this is where you start seeing what is and what isn't good for you. Mantras. I am enough is like one of the most basic ones I've heard, like when I started really kind of getting back into, positive things. You can create mantras for yourself where you can just sit there and if you feel like you got a lot of anger or something, you would just sit there and go, I release it. I let it go. It goes to the earth. I release it. You can say a mantra. You can say something that over and over. For me, I tried that meditation from somebody who suggested, just like kind of repeating the word release. That drove me insane. But that's me. For other people, it works great. Might work for you. You could find a statement. Maybe you just need to say it at the beginning. Maybe you need to say it at the end when you're ending. A mantra after that is, thank you for this time to meditate. I am enough today. Or I need to be kind to myself today. Whatever in mantras, you could type in mantra in Google and you'll get a bazillion recommendations, far more than I can give you. But that information is out there. You can go through a mantra-based meditation where you are repeating a statement, where you are repeating something. It could be, a couple different statements. But ideally, I think it should be kind of, hand in hand a little bit more. See where you want to be. So you want to envision, like, if you were going to give yourself like the ultimate, superhero goal of I'm going to be, mind man. And this is what the ultimate superstar meditator looks like. And you can see that and go for that. If you feel like, it's going to be, you're seeing singing bowls and, and fog come up out of the ground and trees over the head talking to you, whatever can come up, go for it. It's about seeing if that works for you. Now, if you're getting way too many thoughts and it's distracting, then okay, that's not working. But by the way, write it down. What works, what doesn't work, and what you're kind of, maybe I should try that again. Because there are going to be ones that you're like, might have worked, maybe it didn't work, I don't know, maybe something else distracted me. Let's try it again some other time. Chanting the ums, I've seen Tony Robbins in one of his documentaries, where he's meditating and he's going, oh, or I might not be doing it right because I might not be calling it right, but he does, something where he's, exercising his vocal cords and really getting a resonation in here. And I know I could imagine for somebody who does a lot of public speaking like him, That's definitely needed for them, and could be needed for you. That might, be helpful. But a chanting, humming, different things like that. Guided meditation. If you need somebody now, one thing that I will do in one of my next group coaching sessions is I will do an open guided meditation myself. But again, with YouTube, please check those out before you pay for one. There's so many out there. And I found it hard. It helped me at first to establish a baseline with my meditation when I did one through Mind Valley, Vishen's, 6-habit meditation there that he does. But that wasn't the one that I was going to use long term. I use aspects of it, but it was a great start. So you can try some guidance again with everything. Write that down. You can do it eyes open. If you need a visualization, which you can find online as well. If you need to see movement, a little light thing going around, or maybe a pattern, maybe it could be a picture, puzzle, whatever. If you want to try it with eyes open, if keeping your eyes closed makes you uneasy, because for some people that can be uneasy. We don't want to close our eyes. It's okay. You don't have to close your eyes. You can try it open. I know for me, keeping my eyes open does not work, but it can work for you. And like I said, this whole thing is about what works best for you. So these are some other techniques. Creative meditation, meaning in the artistic area, where you could, like I said, I have those, books that, you color in. So it's like Marvel, Deadpool, different stuff like that. Yeah, I know I'm a geek. It's okay. I embrace it. If you are too, hi there. Welcome. So drawing, doodling, coloring, finger painting even, it could be just a rotating texture on paper. I mean, it's one of the reasons why I love books. I love to feel that in my hands. I'm very, very sensitive to touch, I consider myself clairsentient. That's why I love crystals, so much. I do, get that energy feeling. That may not be a you thing, and that's okay. And it's okay for me that I enjoy it, and it's certainly okay for you if you're going, that ain't me. Fine, it's not you. But maybe it's a drawing, maybe it's doing something creative, maybe it's painting. The walking outdoors, I know that's a big one. It could be, now obviously, it can be tougher for some of us who live up far north, especially during wintertime. But it could be a walking meditation. You could be really focused on your breathing. You could be paying attention to your steps, your surroundings, listening to nature. That could be a very great way to really connect with Mother Earth, with your environment. That I've done. I tend to do a little bit more often during the summer times. I do take advantage of the better weather, and I can tell you, I really like when I go by this lake. It's called Green Lakes, and the water is so clear that you see it's basically green. In the trees and the old trees that are all around it, you can just hear, the earth, there, and that is very, good for meditation. I love it. I definitely, any of these I recommend, but I know personally the outdoors one is very beneficial for me personally. Spiritual meditation. So if you are inclined to connect with guides, spirit guides, animal guides, the universe, through expanding your visualization, like you open up your mind and you can just see stars, skies, galaxies, energy waves, energy patterns, like I said, lights, different sounds, different experiences, where you're just letting your mind just kind of go and envelop this type of, sensation through your practice. Be my guest. It's not something you have to do. I understand some people just, look at spirituality and that's just not theirs. Okay, that's fine. Maybe it's a certain religious meditation. Maybe you can do it with a prayer, if you like. But prayer is a form of meditation. Probably should add that into my slide. Jim, I'm writing that down. So prayer is another form of meditation. Sound techniques, chimes, singing bowls, gongs. I know that works a lot for a lot of people. I have a couple singing bowls, but I've yet to really find, the rhythm that keeps me in a long sustained meditation. But I do find it useful for those brief ones, those, like I said, that 5-minute reset, that is perfect for me when I use the singing bowl for that. But if you like those singing bowls, if you like chimes or gongs or, different things like that, be my guest, But I do not recommend buying a singing bowl set until you know for a fact that it is really your calling and what you want to do, because they're not cheap. Okay, know that. So, and then your own, and where you get your own ideas and techniques is also through your journaling practices, to see, because you can say, okay, well, this didn't work, so we're going to cross that off the list, but this did, and then this did, and then you can start trying to see if you combine things. Meditation doesn't have to be just a one thing. Just like with the walking meditation, you can incorporate different things. You can take a moment where you're walking and you could, that, 7 minutes down the house, there's a bench. You can sit on the bench for a few minutes and then come back and walk the rest of the way home. But you combine different elements to your meditation. You can do that with painting. You can do that with what you see, what you visual. If something else, gives you good sensations to the touch, be my guest. Like I said, it could be, some people like oracle cards or even tarot or whatever like that. If it's, going through cards, again, nothing is off the table. So examples, I will send out, like I said, guided meditation I will share in the future. The 6-phase guided meditation by Vishen Lakhani. Obviously, I will try to send these links out to you. I'll post in the group with those links. A guided meditation of Jess Shepard I've included that I found, very good when I was first starting out. Sound healing with crystal bowls, so you can get an idea what that's like. Creative visualization guided meditation to really bring that type of stuff in. Jeffrey Allen does an energy healing meditation, very energy focused. If that's your thing, try it. Like, these things are just basically tries. 30-minute guided mindful walking meditation by Adam Dacey is in there, and Emily Fletcher, meditation for extraordinary performance. The Ziva technique, which is between her and Vishen Lakhani. I started with first, and then kind of incorporated some of Jeffrey Allen's into it later. But these were a couple of people very instrumental in me starting off with the whole meditation process. So if you got more gremlins again, those little nasty voices, those little dudes that just never seem to go away and always pop up when it's the least wanted, recognize and accept that there will be stray thoughts that can interfere. It will happen, okay? Avoid feeling shame and guilt if you struggle. It's okay. It's okay. We all start somewhere. We never were born an expert or a master or a, pro athlete. We've had, everybody's had to work through things, and this is no different. Use visualization of releasing those negative thoughts. Send it to the earth. I always like to visualize that. It's a release point. You can say the words, I release this to the earth. I let this go. You be an active participant in your own process. Third person view in your head, pulling it back, letting the floats. That does take practice, but almost seeing like your thoughts as a third person video game, since that is a lot of people have had experience with video games and know exactly what I'm talking about when I'm talking about, third person view instead of like first person shooter. It is really taking your view back, and you're just seeing what's going on in front of you instead of like it's right there. You want to avoid it's right there. And I mentioned writing it, so if you've plugged your ears when I said writing, you need to write them out. Find that pattern. Your pattern is there in your writing. Okay, so yay, homework. You love it. Just admit it. Just embrace it. Accept it. I love homework. Okay, so yes, homework again. It would not be a challenge if it was not challenging. So celebrate that you made it to week 3. So one thing I just want to give you a huge shout out for making it this far. It's not always easy starting something new. I know change is hard, trying different things, trying to be open-minded. We're not wired to be that anyway anymore, unfortunately. We are taught a lot of things to really keep things in and to push them down and to be more judgmental of things. And I'm asking you to be open-minded and try different things and see what works. And it's not easy. That is not easy. It wasn't easy for me. It still isn't easy. So this is where I'm hoping to help you. Document the positives of what you have discovered and reread them. scratch the things that don't work off your list. Let them go. Put them away. Done. We're good. Don't need it. But the things that do resonate, keep those flowing. And try something different. Promise you won't blow up. The sky won't fall. The earth won't explode or collide with, another planet. It's okay to try something different. And if you don't like it, that's okay too. If you're unsure, then maybe you can come back to it another time. If you love it, you might have found something. Okay. Oh yeah, right. Writing again. Journaling, writing. Oh yeah, baby. So that's your homework. That's where we're at. I'm going to talk about the anchor process for week 4. Really go through, and I hope you're really getting something out of this course. I am very thankful to you for watching this, because this is, to me, this is just a great opportunity to help, and I really appreciate it. So thank you for your time, and many blessings to you and yours.